There's no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left. That's when the cannibalism started.
What was that?
My question is, man, with all this fucking bullshit, why don't the devil deserve an apartment?
Okay.
What are you talking about? Why does the devil deserve an apartment?
Every time the devil shows up inside somebody, because honestly, that's how he views us, right? We're little apartments.
I'm like a high-rise.
You are. Anneliese was sort of like, a bungalow. Right? She goes in this little
I was
bungalow.
going to say cottage.
Railroad. That's what she is. She's a railroad apartment because she's very thin. And honestly, every time the devil shows up, they got to kick him out. Can't there just be one guy? You should get, like, maybe the Vatican should get one very big fat guy.
Sure.
And get all the demons into that guy, and then you get that guy living in Vatican City. Next thing you know, he's going to be the chief finance officer.
Well, I actually think that you're making a massive mistake. It's the same mistake that people make with competitive eaters, thinking that fatter is better. In reality, it's going to hit a fat wall.
It presses
against. So actually, you might want someone super thin, more like a Marcus, who has the ability to extend and almost impregnate himself with the demons. Anyway, we have a lot of talking to do about demons today on Last Podcast on the Left. I am Ben, hanging out with Henry and hanging out with Marcus
in New York.
Yeah, welcome home, boys.
We're all together. We've all been woken up by random construction this morning, so we're exhausted and ready to go. We are on to part 2 of Anneliese Michel. Michel? Damn you, Michel!
It does sound like somebody not good at their German work.
It really does.
So when we last left Anneliese Michel, she'd just had an epilepsy-induced hallucination that the Virgin Mary wanted her to atone for the sins of Germany's youth because they were living sinful modern lives in opposition to the chaste and innocent Anneliese.
What about the times during the 1930s and the 1940s? She didn't say anything about that.
No.
Well, that's what she has. That's what they have to atone for.
Actually, that's the funny thing. They didn't have to atone for that.
That was fine.
What they were atoning for was like, you're listening to too much Can.
Short dresses. That's the problem. Can. Tango Mango. Is that the name of that?
Tango Mango. Yeah. Fucking Iga Bimyasi. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
All right. Well, I guess we can't trust a Virgin Mary who has a child.
Well, the other more important part of that hallucination, though, was that Anneliese was also supposed to atone for the sins of the Catholic Church, who had just instituted their first major reform in almost 1,000 years, which they called Vatican II.
Yeah, Mel Gibson's going to direct.
I can't wait.
Now, Anneliese was free from any sort of problems for a few weeks after accepting the Virgin Mary's request. But just after she returned to school in August of 1975, she was struck by another paralytic attack while standing in front of a crucifix. According to a witness, she stared at this representation of Christ with a gaze of hatred.
Now, at the very top, we talked about how we were going to talk about a lot of demons today, but it's kind of the opposite. We're going to be talking a lot more about the horrible circumstances of non-medicated epilepsy and what happens, right? Especially because in the 1960s and the 1970s, they didn't really figure out what was the proper way to treat the epilepsy as much as possible. They had hardcore drugs, and also they would put them on a ketogenic diet. That was like one modern thing. Eggs. But they would put them on a diet, like a special diet to fix them. But I did find it interesting. I want to say thank you to all of the listeners who sent me epilepsy information, and also Emily Fusco, our researcher, who we all did a nice epilepsy parfait that I got to really get into. But that's really interesting. It does change your facial structure. Like, it does make you grimace. Pupil dilation does happen, which we'll talk about a little bit more. And total personality changes are very common in epilepsy, which I think is really interesting. People saying things they don't mean, which is why I snapped at Kissel the other night at dinner.
Yeah, well, I accept your apology, and I booth it, as you say on stage. Right up my tuchus. Well, that's interesting you say she's grimace. I don't remember when she did get so large and purple. But indeed, more humor to come, folks. It only gets worse.
So, worried about the implications of such a hateful gaze, her boyfriend Peter insisted that Anneliese return home to Klingenberg. And there, Father Roth and Father Alt confirmed that an exorcism was necessary. These guys were just waiting for her to return so they could say, she's possessed.
Alt, Roth, delete the demon.
Honestly, they really thought that this was it. And these guys were so psyched.
Yeah,
they must have been jazzed, dude.
It's the Ghostbusters thing. It's the got one. Like, finally, they've been waiting for this. Some of them have been training for years. I did also a little bit of research of what it takes to be a Roman Catholic exorcist.
Yeah.
And you have to be old That's
you do
true.
have to be
You
old.
have to be old.
So the Exorcist got that right. Do they work out truly? Because I know some of these sessions, I'm sure we'll get into it, can last hours and hours and hours.
I bet they do.
That's kind of why the person dies. But
Technically, they should institute some form of cardio.
Yeah.
yeah. And a shot clock.
Well, Father Alt. That's a good idea.
It is.
Shot
24
clock.
seconds. Get the demon in, get the demon out.
Well, Father Alt and Father Roth called Bishop Stangl, but since Stangl was on vacation, which is going to become a common theme in this episode.
God, is he like an agent? So he just doesn't work from, it's like summertime. Well, he's out of the office. It's summertime.
Right,
It's like early Fridays. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, but they're out of town for the holidays. And the holidays go from October 15th to January 15th.
Yeah.
So Stangl gave Alt and Roth verbal permission to perform the small exorcism prayers on August 3rd, 1975. And here's where shit gets nuts.
Okay.
During this first small exorcism, this isn't a full exorcism. This is just dipping your toe into the water, kind of a test exorcism.
It's a snackatizer.
Yeah.
Exorcism.
Anneliese whimpered and moaned that she was burning, and she tried knocking the book containing the exorcism prayers from Father Alt's hands. Later, she said that hearing the prayers were, on the pain scale, akin to sticking her hands in a wasp's nest.
Oh, the burning.
Is it in her rectum?
Not yet.
Okay.
Old school. That's an old school callback.
Yes.
It's an old school
Burning in
callback.
Burning in my rectum.
For all you new listeners, that's an old school callback. We're not just randomly bringing up a girl's anus.
No, we would never do that.
Well, that girl, young woman, she's 24 years old.
Yeah.
But it was
so it's legal.
Yeah.
Sure.
But it was after this tiny little exorcism that Anneliese truly lost her mind. In her view, the belief that she was possessed by demons was being confirmed by representatives of the most powerful being in existence. These are God's right-hand men that are telling her, you are right. Therefore, if demons were what they said she had, then demons were what she was going to give them.
Hey, man.
All right.
Hey, it's like when you show up to last podcast on the left, you're going to get spit on by me from the front row because that's part of it. You would be disappointed if you weren't. But this kind of reminds me of the story of Irina Cornici, which I think that I talked about a little bit last episode, which was the concept, this 2005 exorcism that went bad. We're going to talk about this more in depth in a relaxed fit at some point. But it always seems to stem from someone who has a very deep faith already, who is in a desperate spot. And so the people that are struggling with mental health or something like epilepsy, which is also like a weird thing that was hard for them to understand at the time, you're also deeply religious, and it completes the circuit. Like you somehow your actual illness starts to take on the tone of the shit that you're surrounded by, and I really do think it's a part of it. She didn't want to disappoint the priests.
I'm sure that has to be an aspect of it.
A little bit.
That's always an aspect with possession. It's one of the things that they talk about that, people, like really the biggest part of it, the reason why people perform so much, especially when the priests are around, because it is something like, it's this
validation,
weird,
right?
Well, it's this almost a weird social thing where like everybody's shown up, everybody's here to see the demons. They've called the bishop. They've got permission from him, and you don't want to disappoint. You want to show them that, hey, you're not wasting your time. Let's get this shit done.
And you want to prove the bishop correct, too.
Yes.
And those demons, they're in the green room. They're stressed. They're putting their makeup on.
They're stretching.
They're getting ready.
They're smoking a cigarette.
It's a big day for the demons, too.
It's like those, remember the lesbian porns from the 1990s where they used to have the 4-inch acrylic nails and shit, and they're stabbing each other in the cervix with it. But you know what I
I've
mean?
seen more recent footage.
It's the long nails, and they think, it's like they're scraping the inside, like the top of their rib cage, but then they're all going, oh yeah, Benedict. Oh yeah, give it to me, Marilyn. And then you're like, they have to act like they're super into it because the cameras are there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm there. And I'm there.
Yes, indeed.
Well, I think a further reason why, religious people and specifically Catholics get really into this sort of thing, especially when it comes with some sort of health problem, not the lesbian porn, but really with the health problem type stuff, with the exorcism. Both, maybe. I've seen some documentaries. But the reason why is because it is, it's a religion that is built on punishment and built on atonement. And, Anneliese Michel had epilepsy. It was a disease that wasn't really that well understood, and from her perspective, she's being punished for something. She's having to atone something. She did something wrong, and because in this sort of cosmology, shit happens
because of
really,
your frailty as a human being
shit
invites penance.
Yeah, shit happens isn't really a concept.
Maybe a schnitzel-related theft.
Maybe she stole a schnitzel.
That's what this
Who
is all
knows
for.
what? We don't know. Do
She
we?
was so thin.
We'll figure it out.
Well, once she came to believe that the cause of her problems were demonic, she got at most 1 to 2 hours of sleep per night. And she would shout the prayer, "My Jesus, forgiveness and mercy, for hours on end in a mocking tone.
Cool. Kind of metal.
Kind of metal. She knelt down, knelt down, and got up so quickly and so often in this disturbing exercise routine that her knees swelled up and became ulcerated, unable to heal.
The same thing happened to Irina Kornichi. Very fucking strange. The automatic genuflection is what they called it at the time. She was doing this kind of mockery of the mass over and over again. Also sweet if you've got nipple tassels on. If you're just in the middle of the Bavarian wilderness, you got yourself a possession.
You got a possession right there. It's a heck of a workout routine.
It is.
It is.
The possession workout. I would love that.
So she'd do it for hours on end.
Wow.
She did it when it was supposed to have been impossible for her to continue to do so.
What was it, Richard Simmons?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sweating to the Oldies.
Sweating to the
They could
Oldies.
have put a little
Yeah.
demonic spin on it.
Yeah, my mom destroyed
Actually-
her knees doing step classes in a concrete basement of a Catholic church throughout the entire 80s. She just now she can't walk.
Yeah.
Because she was doing that, the stepping up and down, stepping up and down.
Probably not the best.
I think there was a scene in Repossessed, the exercise, exorcise,
of course.
exercise.
Repossessed.
Sweet.
Well, Anneliese ran through the house screaming, and after long periods of running through the house screaming, she'd tremble and twitch, then collapse, and then she would remain rigid for days.
And is the dad just sitting there like Al Bundy with his hand in his pants, watching the game, just be like, "It's another day at the Michel house." How do you react when your daughter is just going nuts?
They're chasing her around. Like,
So it's like a Looney Tunes cartoon, but
Kind
not
of.
all too serious?
Yeah, covered in pee.
really, it was. Mostly it fell to her sisters. Like they were
my
given,
gosh.
from what I can tell, at least, it was sort of during this time period. It was given to her sisters and to her mother. It's like, you take care of her.
Wow, that is not a surprise.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, she urinated on the kitchen floor, ripped holy pictures off the wall, shattered crucifixes, and tore apart rosaries.
She must have a tactical bath. Sounds like a very powerful woman.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes during the heat of the day, she'd put her head into the toilet to cool herself down, or she'd roll around in a coal cellar to cool herself off. Then she'd climb into bed covered in coal dust.
Marcus, this sounds like 3 of your ex-girlfriends.
Sounds like Marcus is a child.
Yeah, I was about to say, it sounds much more like me.
It's Coal Boy. Coal Boy.
Well, everyone learned to duck Annaliese's many kicks and punches, and there were days when Anneliese physically fought with her boyfriend Peter and her sisters from morning until night. Because remember, this dude Peter is still in the mix. He's still coming around all the time and trying to contribute, because I think he's thinking in the back of his mind, like, after this is all said and done, like, I get to marry this super cute girl.
Yeah,
and
but
Annalisa was also a very nice human being. She was she was a very genuine, like, loving human being.
Yeah, he's
wrong?
putting his time in.
Yeah.
Is it wrong to suggest that maybe she could become a Mortal Kombat character? Because they're
does-
always adding new characters to the mix now.
Actually, Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would work.
Well, she also went through periods where she showed disturbing strength. Peter said he once saw her take an apple and effortlessly squeeze it with one hand until the fruit exploded under the pressure.
And they're all like, oh my God. And then you know who that actually, that inspired? Magnus Magnuson.
Magnus
Who was there.
Magnus.
Yeah, Magnus Magnuson. He saw it. He's really like, I hope to one day be as strong as that tiny little girl.
Oh, well, he'll have to get possessed by the devil. Is it possible that she pulled what Mickey Mouse did one time, where he took a large ball of cheese and said, I can smash this rock, but it was cheese indeed. And then he squeezed the cheese, but they thought it was a rock. And they were like, whoa. Is it possible what I'm saying is the apple was a tomato?
I mean,
Do you remember that? Do you remember that parable?
Nowadays, I would say supply lines, COVID, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
may
know.
have been a tomato.
It might have actually been a tomato.
Okay.
But, well, you know what? You actually do bring up a kind of an interesting point here, because one of the things...
Accidentally.
I'll take it.
Well, one of the things that is sort of contentious in this case and in pretty much every exorcism case is what is real and what is a false memory.
Exaggeration, too.
Yeah, exaggeration. What has been what has been made more impressive through the telling and retelling of a story?
Because as we said in the episode 1, they're all kind of complicit.
In a way, all of them have a belief system, right? So they now are, this is giving vindication to this belief system.
Yeah.
They're all feeling correct. They feel like now, weirdly, more than ever, God's in this house.
Yeah.
Because God is here paying attention to this demon. Like, if the demons are real...
I'm going to have to charge him a lot of rent or kick him out.
Seriously.
This doesn't seem very fun to have him around.
But if demons are real, that means God is real.
Yeah.
So now you're a part of this scenario. Also, like, we talk about this with hauntings, too, where people say mass hysteria or group hallucination. What I think that more means is, like, like, when you're tripping balls or you're doing something with a group of people, there is, like, a mind sync that can happen.
Of course.
Like,
And we will get into that later. Like, we're actually going to go pretty deep into that phenomenon.
But I feel like that's what we're seeing here. It's a little bit of like, we're all on this wavelength together, and they're both like making it worse and better just by having their presence be there. All of them and paying attention to it.
It's a mind meld.
Well, I mean, what was so convincing to everyone about Annaliese's condition was that prayer did seem to help. One day, Anneliese crawled under the kitchen table and started barking like a dog and refusing to come out.
What are you going to do?
I don't know.
So Joseph called on dependable old Thea Hine, the woman that Annalise had attacked on the way home from San Damiano.
Do I really have to go back? Do I have to go back there?
That sounds scary.
Thea came over and demanded 3 times in the name of the Blessed Trinity for Annalise to come out. And sure enough, meek as a lamb, she came out and took a seat at the table like nothing had happened.
I'm ready for dinner time now. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that also confirmed their belief system, that the only thing that works is prayer. And you can see it, A to B every single time.
All right.
But worst of all for Annalise's eventual fate was that she began drinking fluids only sparingly, and she refused to eat solid foods, apart from the odd fly or spider.
Oh my God.
But of course, that's just to keep the demon narrative rolling.
Yeah, man, she's fucking intense, dude.
Yeah.
Like, honestly,
Why can't
I've
demons-
met some of these girls on the road. You know what I mean? Like, they get intense.
Long tongue. Why don't demons like better food? You would think that they wouldn't eat flies or bugs. What about Salisbury steak?
It's weird because I looked up, I wanted to know, maybe you knew this, Kissel. I actually didn't know. I wanted to look up, why is fasting considered holy, especially within the Catholic Church?
Penance related.
It's partly penance, and it's also this idea of when you get rid of what they call like sort of like these earthly distractions.
Right.
It's like things that taste good, things that feel good. It quote unquote leaves room for God.
Yeah.
So what you're doing is not putting food in your system because it's supposed to give you
Focus.
clarity of God's touch and God's presence, which is weird because I feel like she was almost kind of doing it on her own. But then we're going to get to that's tactic number 1 for exorcisms is that they tie you up and they don't feed you.
That was one nice thing with the evangelical religion. They got rid of that.
Yeah,
they're like, you know what?
we
God
need
likes
to
us
keep
to be
him fat.
full.
Yeah.
He loves us to be really full. And of course, whenever you do fast, you're mostly just thinking about the potluck at the end of the day.
Well, Henry, I know you've done more work on the epilepsy than I have. So she became hypersensitive to smells and sounds.
That seems to all pings.
Yeah.
That all pings.
Yeah, she particularly, like the smell of food would make her sick. Like the clinkings of spoons and forks would drive her fucking nuts. Like all these tiny little things that was all, centered around food.
Mesothelioma, I think was called mesothelioma.
Isn't that lung cancer?
That's something else. We're back here again. That was like 9 years ago when we first had this conversation.
I still can't pronounce it.
Mesothelioma.
Mesothelioma.
Yes.
Holy shit,
Mesothelioma.
dude. You've learned nothing.
Wow, I still can't say
No
it.
clue.
Because
No,
I
they
remember
should- they
people
need to
bring that
change
up.
the name.
People bring that up every once in a while. I was like, I could fucking do that. in a second
Mesothelioma.
nowadays. Mesothelioma.
Fuck
Oh, we'll do it off air.
Oh, Hegel. I learned that how. That's the dick suck face I was talking about last week.
Hegel.
Oh, Hegel.
Well, sometimes Annalise wanted to eat, but either couldn't bring herself to swallow food. Sometimes she couldn't even bring herself to open her mouth. And this condition came and went with enough frequency to cause rapid and sustained weight loss.
Thinner.
Yeah. Put simply, Annalise's brain was already in a precarious position before the priest confirmed to her that the problem was demonic infestation.
Oh, man.
But once that verification was made, it was near impossible for her to turn back by herself.
Yeah.
Instead, it should have been the responsibility of the parents to put a stop to all this before it went too far. But they had also put all of their chips into the demon bet.
I'm not saying I justify it in any way, shape, or form, but it seems like she was fairly unresponsive to the treatments that they were doing, right? So they were putting her on pills. It wasn't really working. Whatever their ancient techniques to cure epilepsy, none of it took place. So I can almost see the desperation of the parents. If you really do believe in God enough to buy into this thing. Like, honestly, you in a way, you think you're doing the best thing for her.
Well, yeah, they weren't. The intent was positive,
Sort
right?
of.
Yeah.
I guess so, but it's all fucked up because it's all obviously fake.
Yeah,
Right.
it's all. I mean, the intent is positive. Yeah, I mean, the intent is. It's like I mentioned last episode. It's like they want. So I think the parents also wanted to believe that this is temporary.
It
This
wasn't
is something.
like that story that we covered maybe a few years ago where their kids were all tied up and all the parents had really stupid haircuts and they were like religious, but
Yes,
they were
in
starving their
Vegas,
kids.
that Vegas family.
But it's not like that.
No.
They didn't think that they were committing child abuse or young woman abuse.
No, she was 24. She was. She was a
an
full.
adult.
Yeah, she was an adult. Absolutely, and that would be that's a defense that's made later on.
Okay.
But yeah, she was 24 years old, and they would try to get her to eat.
Okay.
Like they really would, and she would say, "I want to eat," but she just couldn't.
Wow.
And then eventually, it got to the point where she convinced herself so much that she couldn't eat that someone should have stepped in and jammed a fucking feeding tube down her throat.
That's the thing. They should have put a line in her.
Yeah. But once the priest said it was demons, as far as the Michels went, no one could ever, for the rest of their lives, convince them that it was anything else. But predictably, the priests actually weren't even doing that great of a job taking care of Anneliese. When she got so out of control that her family had to take shifts watching over her, Father Alt went on vacation.
What?
Couldn't be reached.
Hey,
Why?
man.
Where'd he go? The Bahamas? What
This is Europe.
What's happening?
This is fucking Europe. They go on vacation for like 14 weeks a year.
In the middle of an exorcism?
Of course, yeah. You know how many times we try to go to like some little shoppy somewhere and they're like, baguettes are done for the day. And they just stop selling shit. 4 p.m. The store's closed.
Okay, I'm just saying, we're in the midst of a pretty important situation. If you do believe she is possessed by demons, maybe don't clock out right now.
No. They're like, the demons will wait when my siesta is over.
Get this Carnival Cruise Line tickets. I can't miss out.
Well, this is a weird time between the first small exorcism and the actual approved exorcism. Like they've got their permission to dip their toes into the water, but the full exorcism has not been proved just yet. But he does know that he's supposed to be on call. Like this is a woman that is in distress and shit is going in terribly wrong at the Michel house, and yet. Vacation.
Just cut to him on the beach with a sunscreen on his nose, sunglasses on, a spinny hat.
I am so
like,
stressed out.
Yeah.
Well, instead, the Michel family were visited by the man who had first caught wind of Anneliese's condition from Thea Hein. That man was Father Rodewyk. Now, when Father Rodewyk first arrived, Anneliese was in a trance state. And when he sat down with her and held her hands, she announced that Father Rodewyk was speaking with Judas Iscariot himself.
Oh!
More on him later.
You don't worry about it. You get too close to me, I'm going to flip on you, you little fucker.
Whoa,
I'll
Judas.
tell you,
Do not, Judas.
I love a coin.
So after Father Rodewyk told Anneliese that he was there to help, he pretty much left the house. I'm here to help. I'll help you out. I'll be back later. But for reasons unknown, Anneliese came outside and slapped him on the cheek.
Whoa!
Now, this doesn't seem like that big of a deal to us.
Oh, it seems like a pretty big deal to me.
I don't know.
It's rude, but not earth-shattering.
It happens.
You know?
Women slap men every day.
Yeah. But to many Catholics, the striking of a priest is just about the surest sign there is that someone is possessed.
Oh, I'll
Call
punch a
me
priest
that,
right
man.
now. Come on.
Call me possessed, dude. Every single time I see one on a plane, I just want to go like, I believe in the devil. We're going to take down this whole fucking airplane and make sure you go to hell, old man. We're going to hell together, old man.
That's scary. That's scary.
And Father Rodewyk was one of those people. And so, now that Rodewyk was on board, after she slapped him, he was like, oh, possession.
Possession.
He's possessed.
Yes.
Wow. We got one.
He conferred with the other fathers who had involved themselves in Anneliese's case. And all those fathers together, in their little hen-clucking club, they all had Father Alt write to Bishop Stengel to once again ask formal permission to perform a full exorcism ritual. And because Anneliese had dared to strike a man of the cloth, permission was given, and a dream team of exorcists was put together to drive the demons from poor Anneliese Michel.
Yeah, it was Father Roderick. It was Father Alt. It was Hakeem Olajuwon. Which honestly was incredible they could even get him.
I love Hakeem. I mean, because of him, the Knicks aren't NBA champions and never will be. Well, maybe they're kind of good again this year. But yeah, of course, Houston Rockets, man.
Yeah.
A lot of trauma there. You brought that all up. Thank you.
Sorry.
So
I remember
this
that. We
slap-
were actually really happy when the Houston Rockets won. That was a cool.
Yeah, you probably were. Yeah. So this is a slap that's almost bigger than when Steven slapped Irene on The Real World.
Whoa, you talking about real world Seattle right now? Damn,
I still
fuck
remember that
yeah.
slap.
Now we're getting Gen X with this.
Yes, we are.
Now, while Father Alt led the majority of the exorcisms, the priests, including Father Rodewick and Father Roth, rotated roles. There was a new guy brought in named Father Arnold Renz, and Father Arnold Renz became a trusted spiritual advisor to Anneliese.
There's a lot of old dick around Anneliese. These guys keep turning around because honestly, according to, I was reading about the Roman rites. I got a copy of all of this shit, the actual exorcism manual of the Catholic Church. You're supposed to have women there if it's a woman. You're supposed to be women of good repute. So not whores. But they're supposed to show up and pin her down. They're the ones that are supposed to hold her.
So they're not there to perform the exorcism. They're there as the bodyguards.
They're bodyguards.
Like Gaddafi's female
a chaperone.
Soldiers. Okay.
It's basically a chaperone to make sure. I guess the priests are gonna. I don't know.
They're always gonna make a lick. It's like when I went to.
I don't know.
It's when the doctor my female doctor brought in that male nurse to watch her touch my dick and balls, and he's just there watching. How many fucking sets of dicks and balls he's got to see all day? He didn't ask for this.
He sees so many, he doesn't see any. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Father Arnold Renz was 64 years old at the time and a lifelong student of the church. And while he wasn't half schizophrenic like Father Alt was, Father Renz still had a personality that was tailor-made to believe in the power of exorcism. When Renz was psychologically evaluated during the negligent homicide trial concerning Anneliese's death, it was determined that Renz was psychologically healthy. But he did have a deeply religious personality rooted in magical, mystical thinking, meaning he believed in both the supernatural and in the power of ritual to combat supernatural evil.
You are supposed to have that belief system to be an exorcist.
I would assume so, yeah.
You're supposed to fully believe in it, and it is interesting because the manual after Vatican II says, you have to make sure that you never misjudge a possession for psychological illness, and then they begin to show all the different ways that the devil can fake psychological illness. So you're just so it just comes down to it. This man needs an exorcism.
Wow.
And so what you had in the end was a group of priests, some fairly reasonable, some fanatical, who pushed and pulled each other's beliefs and opinions for 9 months, all while Anneliese Michel wasted away and died right in front of them.
Jeez.
Now, the first of 67 official exorcisms began at 4 p.m. on September 24th, 1975.
Cal Ripken only did 65.
I know. This is definitely breaking some records.
And present were Anneliese's family, her boyfriend Peter, and 3 priests. And this, of course, increased the pressure on Anneliese to act the part of a possessed individual.
Right.
As far as what ritual was used, the priests followed the exorcism rite as it is written in the official ritual works of the Catholic Church, which is basically a grimoire full of magical spells called the Ritual Romanum.
You want to hear a section from it?
Please.
I cast you out, unclean spirit, along with every satanic power of the enemy, every spectre from hell, and all your fell companions, in the name of our Lord, Jesus Christ, be gone, and stay far from this creature of God.
I just shat my pants.
Is that okay? Is that okay
Did I do it right? I was a shit demon, man.
I did too. Brothers.
Butt stigmata.
Now, these rites are extensive sessions of repeated trance-like prayer with intermittent periods of rest in which the participants are encouraged to have coffee, tea, and cake.
I adjure you, ancient serpent, by the judge of the living and the dead, by your creator, by the creator of the whole universe. It's time for sandwiches.
Nice.
Meanwhile, Anneliese is just writhing on the bed.
Now, when the rite begins, the priests invoke God, along with all the angels and saints. And once their deity and lesser demigods have been petitioned, the priests continue with the prayers. Sometimes these prayers are spoken solo by the head magician or exorcist in this case.
Might as well be a magician, man.
This is all magic, dude.
It's true.
There's absolutely no difference between this shit and the rituals that we talked about in our Aleister Crowley series.
Absolutely
it's the
none.
Exact same thing.
Well, I mean, they're not eating shit with tea.
They might as well.
And sometimes these prayers are spoken by the entire magical circle, which is they call it the congregation, but you've got a magical circle there. That's the exact same thing that we've seen magicians use in right-hand path magic again and again and again. This is right-hand path magic.
And they don't call it a banishment, but they definitely do. They set the whole top. If you read the whole rite, they go and they make sure that everybody is fucking, they banish demons from the center. They create a magical circle. They do all the fucking bullshit.
They've got all their accoutrement. They got their cassock, that they wear.
A lot of props.
Yeah, a lot of props. They've got their holy water.
certain specific, the goal is if you could get her to like a holy place, that's where you'd want to be. Essentially, like you'd want to put her in a church, or you want to put her in some kind of like saintly place, some kind of site, whatever. And then the other thing is you bring out these little like, they're fucking tchotchkes.
Yeah.
Like Hummels. They're like thing, and they're in special little boxes, and you're supposed to put them on her body in certain places.
So it's
but
just
never
like,
the Eucharist, because if a Eucharist touches the head of a demon, it can actually infect every Eucharist that exists.
Is that right?
That's true.
It just sounds like satanic. It sounds like a satanic bingo hall.
Yeah, it's all the shit
just
that
all the
fucking
stuff.
church talk shit about. Like, it's literally, they do it.
Yeah, it's like a Chicago Cubs fan just willing his team to win.
Mm-hmm. Well, in between their spells and chants, the head exorcist addresses the demon directly using a surprising tool. While one might think something along the lines of the power of Christ compels you would be the biggest offensive weapon, when an exorcist uses more than anything else, questions.
Larry King.
Wow.
Now, according to
Questions.
Questions.
Now, according to the lore, the reason why questions are an exorcist's greatest weapon against demons is that demons are, for some reason, incapable of asking questions in return. It puts them on the defensive.
Oh.
Because they are, simply put, unequal to humans in this way.
Well, that's
and
a
you're
fun,
lucky the rules are like that.
Yeah, that's a fun make 'em up there. Yeah.
It's also Kissel's biggest, the biggest weapon against Kissel is questions.
Question. McLaughlin Group, PBS. Question.
Now, as such, the exorcist can keep the demon at bay with endless queries.
Yeah, you like apples?
Yeah.
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 No.
No?
Yeah. Yes.
Caught you in a lie. Got you, demon. Tell me you like sandwiches?
Mostly food-related questions.
Am I handsome?
See, if a priest can trick a demon into revealing his identity through a series of questions like fucking Rumpelstiltskin, then the priest has power over that demon, just like the girl in Rumpelstiltskin has power over Rumpelstiltskin when she learns the evil imp's name and welches on their deal.
But why does it never end in her commanding Rumpelstiltskin to have fucking sex with her and eat her out?
I don't think that she was very attracted
That's
to him. He's
a
like
porn we need
he's a
to see.
troll.
No, that's what we need to see.
I have seen that porn. Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
There goes my idea.
Oh, all ideas have been taken by the big porn industry.
Yeah. I think it was called Rumpel Hard Dick.
That makes
I think.
Not the most clever, but okay. I was going to go with Rumpel Cockskin.
Maybe I'm imagining, maybe that was from the old school Clerks comic.
Yeah.
It might be. Who knows?
But really, I mean, this whole idea of names, this is a magical belief that runs across most mystical belief systems, going back to the ancient Egyptians. Like, you go back to the story of Ra. Like, apparently, like there's a story of someone finds out Ra's true name and gains power over him. And basically, if you know a person or entity's true name, then that makes them vulnerable. And
It's
this
Ted.
is it's one of the biggest magical principles there is, and it's also the one that I understand the least.
Okay.
Because it's the idea that, it does play with this idea that Marcus is not Marcus. Marcus is not dog meat, right? Marcus is the spark. He's something else inside of it, but you're not
essence.
Marcus, right?
Yeah.
Marcus, something. Your real name's probably something like Jerky Boy or Old Stink Fuck.
Old stink fuck.
So you're saying that a name is essentially an essence? Is
Yes.
that the true name is the
You capture
essence,
it.
the essence of someone, and then if you can capture their essence, then you can hold power over them.
Like, unfortunately, mine is Rumpel Hard Dick.
Oh.
Oh, God. Whoa. I should have a control over myself.
So once the priest obtains enough information about the demon, like why they possess the victim and when they intend to leave, the next step is to order the demon to leave the victim and return to hell where it belongs.
Because that comes from when Jesus Christ did his first exorcism, because he basically, I was reading the story of it, is that they brought a possessed boy to his disciples. They couldn't figure out what to do, and so they brought it to Jesus Christ. And the first thing he does, he's like, because you fucking idiots aren't holy enough. Let me do it properly. It's because all of you fucking idiots are not fucking holy enough, you fucking shits. And so he went in and he was like, demon, you get out of here.
Get out of here.
And then it does. And then the demon left. It's because he was holy enough to do it.
I see. But it's also important for those involved to remember that the demon has not overtaken the victim's consciousness. Instead, the demon has taken over the will of the possessed, meaning that exorcism is, in a way, somewhat about the power of positive thinking, which is, of course, another magical concept.
Yep.
Now, when the first of the 67 exorcisms with Anneliese Michel began, she was talking fairly normally with everyone in the room, or at least normal considering the circumstances.
Right.
But once she was sprinkled with holy water, she roared and raged while her body trembled and twitched. Her father, her boyfriend, and a family friend all tried holding her down, but even with the strength of 3 grown men, this emaciated 24-year-old woman came close to overpowering them.
I did that same damn thing when I went to see my first 4D movie and they spritz you with water. I was like, what the someone just flush a toilet? Where's the water coming from?
Honestly, have you ever tried to pin down a really strong, thin white woman? Not in a hard way, but you know what I mean? Like,
Not in a legal way?
Yeah. No, I've seen these videos, right? I've seen these videos.
These videos?
I'm not talking
what
about
are you
pornography.
talking about?
I'm talking about, like, public freakouts and stuff like that.
Public
No,
freakouts.
if someone is going through a psychological fit, they do show different amounts of strength.
A lot of strength. Yeah. I mean, especially like some sort of like seizure, like some sort of seizure fit. Like it is. The strength is insane.
It is.
Yeah.
I can't even hold down Jerry half the time. He's
just
crazy when he wants
like
to run
liquid.
Yeah, because he sees a squirrel, and I'm like, God dang it, Jerry! And then it's tough to when someone really has the passion to do something. It's very difficult.
Look at what we did with podcasting.
We've held it down for 10 years.
Well, at times, Anneliese would tell them to, quote, put away that shit, referring to the holy water. Or she'd call the priest, you dirty sow. Or, my favorite, you shit guy.
You shit guy.
Oh my God, how'd she know?
That sounds like one of those things that you think about like later on, like you'd be like, oh, that was a bad comeback.
Yeah, I should have called him a shit guy. I actually kind of like that one.
Now, when the priest asked the standard questions of who are you, why are you here, and when are you leaving, Anneliese gave no answers. So Father Renz fell back on prayers and calls for aid from the Virgin Mary as well as various saints. He's basically falling back on the rituals as they're laid out in his grimoire. Naturally, it did no good whatsoever. And by the end of it, Anneliese was merely furious, aggravated, and in far worse condition than when the exorcism began.
So it was a success.
It's hard, though, because you imagine at some point, like if I was sort of kind of faking it and not also riddled with whatever it is going on, she was really far gone. Because at some point I'd be like, all right, guys, we did it. It's gone. His name's Azazel. Just get him out. I'm done.
Well, the problem is that with these exorcisms, they kept saying it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
And that they kept moving the goalposts again and again. And they would get, and we're going to talk about it, but they would get moments of hope that would show them like, oh, we are on the right road
That's
here.
the devil lying to you.
Well, all told, the exorcism had lasted from 4 p.m. until 11:30 that night, 7 hours.
Okay.
And the following 66 exorcisms, performed over the subsequent 9 months, would last anywhere between 2 at the least and 9
Jesus.
hours
When do they
at the most.
When does OT kick in?
After at 8.
Yeah.
Now, the first exorcism of Anneliese Michel was merely chronicled by hand by Father Renz. But on the suggestion of Thea Hein, Father Renz began tape recording the sessions, starting with the second one, held 5 days later.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why the Anneliese Michel possession case has become so famous outside of Germany in the last decade or so is that the audio from one of the exorcisms has long since been posted to YouTube, where anyone can find it at any time.
And actually, we played this many, many years ago when we covered it in an episode called Possessed or Cat Noises.
Yeah. And while the actual content of Anneliese's ravings can't be understood unless you know German, it speaks to the pure power of the tapes that they're no less chilling, even if you don't understand what she's saying. Let's listen to about 30 seconds.
Yes, let's do it. German also sounds like a pretty good language to be possessed in.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Im Namen Jesu und Maria befehle ich dir.
Nein! Das schmeiß überall raus. Aber zum Glück geht ja fast niemand mehr. Nein, das Scheißding.
In was? In Beispiel. Persönliche Beichte. Und bekennen.
Nein!
I think she's screaming 9. Sounds like she's screaming 9.
All right, ma'am. And also, would you like a Diet Coke with that? Or wow. Well, that is, I mean,
It's
that is
still very
gut
compelling.
churning.
Yeah.
It really is. I
It's-
mean, she's definitely feeling something.
Yeah, no, she's screaming no, she's screaming yes, she's calling confessional that shit thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so then she's screaming about the confessional, she's talking
So
about
she
the
did-
Catholic Church and being as blasphemous as she possibly can be.
I mean,
Sweet.
no joke. How did she have the vocal cords to do that for 9 hours?
We'll talk about that here in a bit.
Okay.
There are theories behind that.
Because that was impressive.
It is.
Now, I'd always assumed that these tapes had been leaked, considering how secretive the Catholic Church usually is when it comes to exorcism, and especially considering these tapes were used as evidence in a negligent homicide trial. But to the contrary, the priests themselves made the tapes readily available worldwide as proof that the church's reforms were resulting in demon attacks.
Yep.
Or rather, that God was letting these demons attack because he was pissed off about the Vatican II reforms.
So this is all just 100% political.
It is weird.
it
It's
really
like-
is.
It's kind of interesting how they did use this as being like, see?
Say?
Say?
Evidence, say? Wow. Okay.
Now, these priests believed that Anneliese was suffering molestations from a malevolent entity who had taken over her will, not her soul, meaning that her words and deeds were not her own.
Malevolent molestations.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
As such, the priests believed that her intermittent epileptic seizures were not misfiring neurons, but demons shaking her and pushing her about the room. See, epilepsy is often made worse by stress.
Oh, yes.
And the longer the exorcisms went on, the more stressed Anneliese became. And the more stressed she became, the worse her epilepsy got. The worse the tremors got, the worse the hallucinations got.
Right.
Everything. Eventually, her hallucinations began manifesting as separate identities. And this is where Anneliese participated in the feedback loop the hardest.
Also, imagine she's going through this, and there is a part of it, maybe she's going through all of this, and there is stuff that she is kind of tripping out on the scenario. So she is acting the way they want her to. She is appearing to be demonic. But also, what if she's also having mini seizures as she's going? She's having seizures because people talk about, like, one of the things that come up is the personality changes involved with epilepsy and how, like, you really can say stuff you don't mean or sound like somebody else, especially after you've had a seizure. Like, if you come out of it, a lot of times they say you don't remember what happened, or they're in a funk. They're like all fucked up after it, especially if you've had like a minor seizure or something, because there's some of them that you don't necessarily like. It's not full grand mal. Some of it can you just go blank and then pop back up, and you've had a seizure and no one knows.
Yeah. Well, the exorcist kept asking her the names of the demon or demons tormenting her. And in order to please her unwitting tormentors, Anneliese created personalities for the demons.
Graham Parsons. Graham Parsons.
Get this man some whiskey. He must be thirsty after all those years in hell.
And since Anneliese was an intelligent, studied woman, she chose a mix of biblical and historical figures to play the villains in this shared fantasy.
Okay.
Although she only identified 6 demons, she claimed to have been inhabited by 7.
What do you mean only? That's a lot of demons.
Hey, could be many more than that. We should be thankful.
Okay.
I mean, I've heard of exorcism cases where people say that they've been inhabited by 50 demons, 60 demons. Like, it goes pretty high.
Okay.
She did the 6 demons because it's better than the 7 demons. It's like 6-minute abs
Yeah.
versus the 7-minute abs.
Of course.
Well, here's the 7. The betrayer, Judas Iscariot, the fallen angel Lucifer,
A boy.
the Christian-hating Roman Emperor Nero.
We should cover one day, but his stuff is actually far more exaggerated than you think.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. There was Adolf Hitler.
Oh, he was
my
new in
goodness.
hell.
Oh, my God.
New boy on block. Yeah. There was Cain of
Undertaker's brother.
Oh, cool.
the biblical Cain and Abel. A disgraced 16th century priest named Valentin Fleischmann.
Cool.
And a further unnamed entity.
Stephen Miller.
What in the heck?
Now, Valentin Fleischmann is an obscure historical figure to most people, but to Anneliese, he was kind of a local boogeyman, almost a Catholic urban legend. Fleischmann was a priest in Bavaria who was defrocked and excommunicated for being a womanizer and a drunk, a brutal bully who beat a man to death in his own parish.
It doesn't sound fun, but it also is kind of cool.
It must have been it was an exciting mass.
Yeah.
Yes, that is for sure. When the priest beats someone
Beats a man to death on a Sunday morning, be like, holy fucking shit, it's 10 a.m.
Are we still doing communion, or what are we doing here?
Now, for Anneliese's purposes, Fleischmann played an important role. While the other historical figures represented persecution or betrayal, Fleischmann represented the corruption of the priesthood and therefore the corruption of the Catholic Church. Vatican II, once more.
These guys all just fucking high-fiving each other. Just been like, we fucking got this shit. This is the fucking one. This is our hit. Number one.
We're going to go back to Vatican I anytime now.
Yep.
And these figures began showing up fairly early on in the exorcism process. Both Lucifer and Nero were present during the session on September 29th, the first one that was recorded.
Was she doing character work, though?
Well, almost. Yeah, yeah, she was. Yeah,
Any accent work? Come on.
They had they had a tone. Like, they all had different tones.
Sure.
She did also have to say, like, I am Nero. And
That's not a good impressionist.
That is not. No. She could just be SNL's new Alec Baldwin.
Oh, don't bring him up. He's a murderer.
I know what happened.
But to give you an idea of what Anneliese actually said during her exorcisms, Henry will first read an excerpt from a Lucifer speech, while I will take Judas.
Okay.
Now here, in this speech, Lucifer is the persecutor, the one who punishes Anneliese. But interestingly, the most powerful figure of demonic evil in existence seems to mostly be concerned with interrupting the day-to-day life of a college student.
This is just what I'm doing today.
That's just what you're doing today, Lucifer?
This is my Wednesday.
Lucifer, how bored are you in hell right now?
Let's just say I've done all the puzzles. The pretentious one is obsessed. This is our work. She cannot take any exams. I'll take care of it. The snot-nosed is cursed. I will not let her free. I will not get out alone. Oh, and we are so many inside her. The snotty slot is ours. What? You have to pray much more. By order of the Virgin Mary, they should still recite a rosary, or else we cannot come out. This affair will last at least for half a year still. By order of that lady, people should fast. She was cursed from the beginning. She was cursed before birth.
Well, I mean, he gave them the exit plan.
He did,
Just waited out 6 months.
Yeah, but still, hey.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. It's going to be a rough 6 months.
It's going to be hard 6 months.
Yeah.
But they don't understand how fast 6 months can go, especially as you get older.
Oh, I know. Doesn't time keep on going?
It does.
Yeah.
Flipping.
Okay. So that was Lucifer.
That's Lucifer. And here is Judas, who takes the role of both a critic commenting on the current state of the Catholic Church and the role of the one who taunts the priests participating in the exorcism.
Let's not forget, though, there are many people who believe Judas was more powerful than Jesus, because without Judas, Jesus is not crucified.
Judas was a part of God's plan.
Mm-hmm. People standing during Holy Communion. This pleases me more than kneeling. I hate it.
Sweet.
That cassock that you wear, the great majority do not wear it anymore. They no longer obey the Pope in Rome. It is the one in Rome who keeps the church going. Father Renz, I know you have been to China, and there you have offended me much. You snatched souls from me.
He hates China.
The one from Frankfurt, Father Rudewig, has expelled me several times, but now he can no longer do so because he is so old.
My heart.
Oh, my.
Gertrude goes down there to Portugal and preaches of the Virgin Mary and speaks of the apparitions in 1917. No one believes in them nowadays.
Yes.
That one is taking so many from me. The snotty slut. That
What is all this?
stupid, that cursed one.
Whoa,
What's all this what's all this snotty slut stuff all
They
about?
don't like her.
Snotty?
That's that is actually the most common insult that the demons use to talk about Anneliese. They call her snot nose. Snot nose. Snot nose shows up again and again and again and again. It's the only thing she can think of,
It
really.
really kind of sounds like Machine Gun Kelly's diss on Eminem. Just kind of calling the priest old a bunch, calling him snot nose.
She's not a roaster. You know what I mean? She doesn't know how to properly take somebody apart, never mind herself, especially as a character.
Sure.
This is what I want to talk about, being a character comedian, and just how difficult it is to think of different perspectives, think of different angles, especially from somebody else's shoes.
Yeah.
Sure, absolutely. It ain't easy.
That's why I have higher empathy.
Yes, you do.
For her improv skills or lack thereof.
Well, I think that she was a very sheltered human being. So, like, snot nose, that's the worst thing that anyone's ever called her.
It's cold
I think.
and flu season.
Yeah,
so I would
it
appreciate a
And
little
also-
bit of respect.
And calling herself a slut often, I feel like it actually kind of reflects her relationship with Peter too, and like all of that kind of weird old school ideas of their romantic relationship, and just that could be
like
another
they
thing
held hands a little too long once.
Yes,
and now
she had impure thoughts of him.
Now, the different demons that Anneliese channeled could be identified by their tone of voice, expressions, and way of speaking. Lucifer, for example, spoke majestically, intelligently, and always to the point.
Okay.
Hitler, on the other hand, just barked Heil over and over again. Which I think spoke to how little Anneliese actually knew about Hitler.
Yeah,
But this is not surprising.
She should have knew a little bit more.
Yeah.
I feel like they would have taught some of that in the schools at the time.
This is 1975, man. This is not that long after World War II.
Yeah.
I think most Germans were desperately trying to forget Hitler at this period in their time. You know, like it was a very highly traumatizing and highly embarrassing part of their history.
Yeah, sure. I think so. Horrible.
In one particularly long exorcism in November of 1975, one of the exorcists, probably Father Alt, decided to get to know each of the demons a little bit better by asking them, "Hey, why are you in hell?"
Hey, come on. Hey, where do you get your ideas from?
Yeah. Let me just put on a little record here, some soothing music. Notice I did wear my best little suit. Please, let's get to know each other a little bit.
Hitler was there for the usual reasons.
What was that?
Because he'd killed so many and then killed himself.
The thing was killing himself. That was
No,
a big
that was-
crime.
that
That's a
was
big
the
crime
problem.
because all he has to do is
Best
say,
thing he
"I'm
ever did."
sorry," right before he dies, and then he gets to go to heaven.
Yeah.
The old Dahmer effect. Okay.
Cain of Cain and Abel was in hell because he slew his brother.
Yes.
Sure.
Judas said that he went to hell because he despaired.
Okay.
And Lucifer went because he wanted to rule, not serve.
Although I actually,
it's better to rule in hell.
it is not accurate that Judas would be in hell. Because he did ask for forgiveness, according to the Bible, and then he hung himself.
It's almost
so
like-
I think that he actually would go to heaven.
But if he hung himself, then that's an unforgivable sin.
Yes, it is.
But
Even
he
if you ask for it,
you
can't
don't
do it.
know that.
Yeah, you can't do it.
Suicide, for
I'm
some reason,
sorry.
suicide is like the worst thing you could do within the Catholic Church.
Yeah, yeah. You really,
I
you
think
can't.
maybe he might be more in purgatory than. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, you can't say I'm sorry.
I'm
and then
sorry.
you can't say I'm sorry and then hang yourself. You have to just stick it out. At least in the
and
Catholic.
die the old-fashioned way. Death by train.
Oh,
Well, as far as Father Fleischmann went, he was damned because he, quote, administered his office so badly.
Yeah, he had an office mix-up. That was really what it was. It was his lack of delegation skills and beating a man to death in the parish. So he
yes.
should have delegated.
Yeah.
yeah.
What was intriguing, though, was that there was one demon who never named himself throughout the entirety of Anneliese's exorcisms. He only spoke through the pronoun I.
Okay.
And on the night of the Get to Know You session, Father Renz questioned these demons from 4 p.m. till past 1 a.m., but never got the name of the seventh demon.
Oh, man, people ask me to do Detective Popcorn at the Q&As and stuff like that. I can't imagine doing it for like 9 hours. It's hard because you have to come up with shit for 9 hours.
Absolutely.
Well, if you listen to the exorcisms, it does tend to come back on itself quite a bit.
Yes.
Now, in addition to taunting the actions of the priests, Anneliese, speaking as the demons, would call the priest names. Sow, carcass was another favorite, but mostly just called plain old asshole.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Asshole.
Yeah.
It means asshole.
Okay.
And while Anneliese ranted as these demons, her voice would change from the sweet sounds of a German Fraulein to an undulating, hoarse scream.
Yeah, it's very black metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was said that the words and phrases came out like muddy bubbles bursting. I love that fucking phrase. I love that.
It's a really good description. Yeah.
But tellingly, no matter which demon was speaking, whether it be the ancient Roman Nero or the fallen angel Lucifer, the voices would always come through in a rough, rural, Bavarian dialect.
Just because you're possessed doesn't mean you need to forget your roots.
That's right.
That's very true.
But even though Anneliese would growl and scream for hours on end, her voice was never hoarse afterward, no matter how loud or how long she yelled.
Wow.
Now, while some point to this as proof of possession, there is a reason behind this phenomenon.
Was she eating Vaseline like Stefan Marbury did?
Was what? For what?
Oh, Steph had a small mental break. I love Stefan. He's actually like the Michael Jordan of China with basketball, so good for him. But he had a small mental break and he ate a whole bunch of Vaseline on YouTube for some reason.
Yeah, I
'cause
mean,
but it didn't really help anything.
No, it doesn't.
But anyway, he's doing great now.
That's good. Good
He's
for
the
him.
number one shoe sold in China.
No shit.
He's literally the Jordan of China.
No
Stefan
shit.
Marbury. Yeah. Strawberry.
Well, it's very possible that Anneliese, as well as other possession victims, unconsciously tapped into a vocal style used by Tibetan monks, where they're able to vibrate 2 registers simultaneously, which is why some people say that's why exorcism,
Sounds like there's 2 voices.
Yeah, that sounds like there's 2 voices. It sounds insane. Or as far as how she was able to keep her voice clean, she was able to replicate techniques used by Mongolian throat singers. Like that this is some sort of...
Did she have a history of knowing who these people were?
No, not at all. But it is the same thing. Like it is the same. Like those guys can do that throat singing for hours on end. And they're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's like you sing and make throat noise. It was like, oh
God,
I can't do it. It's not good radio.
Yeah.
My asshole just sealed up for some reason. I don't know what. I don't know, Henry.
Oh, yikes!
Are you trying to court me?
Now, concerning her ability to understand other languages, that's always something that comes up in exorcisms again and again in possession cases. They can
knowing a language they don't know. It's knowing the future. It's being that kind of shit.
Speaking a language they don't know. This seems to be, at least in the Anneliese Michel case, an exaggeration on the part of the priests, where one source claims that Anneliese was able to understand Chinese because demons understand all languages because they've been around since the world's creation. The other source reports the opposite. See, the demons knew German and they knew Latin. At least they knew Latin passably well, which isn't surprising considering how devout of a Catholic Anneliese was. She was bound to pick up some. But when Father Renz asked her something in one of the Chinese languages, the demon told him that if he wanted to ask something, ask it in German.
Maybe he's just racist.
Yeah, it does sound like that.
But interestingly, Anneliese's exorcism took the same pattern as her pre-exorcism possession. After the demons were in the driver's seat for a little while, Christian figures then began speaking through Anneliese Michel.
Once you get to season 4, you really do need to start adding characters. You got to figure out otherwise side plots.
Absolutely. You got to get a duck in there, something like that. Sure. Oh, that would be fun. Has anyone ever been possessed by an animal?
Ooh.
Quack, quack.
No, you had just have... That was just you.
Quack, quack.
Do you remember doing that?
What?
Oh, wow.
Drawing from her knowledge of Christian history, Anneliese began speaking as Padre Pio, for one, the guy that we talked about last episode. Started speaking as a peasant named Barbara Weigand, who had received visions of the Virgin Mary calling for the renewal of religious life. It's all very on theme here.
Yes.
And she spoke as Therese Neumann, a German mystic who consumed no food other than the Eucharist for 40 years straight, and also claimed to spend 40 years without drinking water.
Well, that's not possible. So that's a lie.
It's not.
No, it's a lie.
But maybe she had a big, thick Eucharist.
Yeah.
Because you can get a big prime cut of bread.
The biggest one.
Yeah, you can do that. And then it does
man.
turn into blood and body.
You
so
need
you
a
do get some
stack
meat.
of them. You got to put peanut butter on them. You technically got to crumble up. You got to put them in a meatloaf.
Side stories, lpotl@gmail.com. Can you put a pepperoni on the Eucharist? Can you make
You
it
can.
more like a Lunchable?
can.
You
Or is
physically
that
can.
sacrilegious, though?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Fuck them.
No, that's not true, Henry. You don't want to piss off the Eucharist.
That's right.
Whatever, man. It's shitty bread.
You piss off one, you piss off all. We
Piss
know
off
this.
all of them.
want to.
Now
Yeah,
you're gonna
man,
be killed
fuck
by
them.
bread.
I like bread with grain in it.
Well, can you put something on it?
Ooh, or focaccia.
Ooh, I've been also getting back into Grey Poupon.
Oh,
It's very
Yeah,
good.
I got some Grey Poupon.
that's
Yes,
nice.
indeed.
Now, based on the appearance that Anneliese was speaking as both demonic and divine beings, it was decided that this was not a demonic possession, but rather an atonement possession, ordered by God to demonstrate his displeasure with the church.
They just keep on moving those goalposts and trying to figure out how do we validate our way to, I guess, because they're going to put it in an invoice.
Yeah, how do we fucking box this up and make it look like exactly what we want it to be?
Yes.
Right.
But naturally, after calm periods with the Christians in control, the demons would return, often violently. In one session, Anneliese grabbed Thea Hein by the throat with the strength of a bear and almost strangled her.
Sweet.
But, as I said earlier, the biggest problem with this case is that it's difficult to tell whether the people involved are telling the truth or embellishing events to strengthen their case through the extreme fallibility of memory.
I mean, they also watched a girl die, and they're in court, so they got to figure out what to say. You know, they get their stories straight before they fucking go to jail.
That's right. There's very real consequences here.
Well, for example, as far as that memory thing goes, Father Renz claimed that he once brought Anneliese 3 glasses of water, one with holy water from Lourdes, one with holy water from San Damiano, and one containing tap water.
Is this like that Chris Farley sketch with the "we replaced your coffee with crystals"?
You son of a bitch.
All right.
Now, from what Ren said, Anneliese called the holy stuff San Damiano shit water.
Whoa.
Okay.
And only drank for the tap, despite not knowing which one was which.
Okay, who knows?
But she also might have been, and Father Renz might have also been giving her subtle clues of like, go for that one. The one over there. Go to the left. One on the right.
Maybe you
one on
want
the right.
this one.
Yeah, maybe this is the one that you want. Now, as far as how these demons found their way into Anneliese, or perhaps why God chose her for possession, Anneliese's mother, Anna, had a couple of theories. And they both involved curses from evil women.
Okay.
No.
The first possible curse came from a World War II refugee in the village of Liebelfing, where Anneliese was born. Anna claimed that the curse was cast out of envy, that Anna and Joseph Michel were doing well.
Oh, that sounds like my mom's view of how the world looks.
Yeah.
It's because they were jealous of the way that we were living our lifestyle.
Yeah, with the stolen cable that you guys had?
No, it's the stained glass. Look at one if it's a heron. It's a heron.
I love that.
So the Michels were doing well. This refugee was struggling to survive. So she put a curse on him.
Okay.
And Anna and Joseph...
I got it, you.
Yeah, I got to see her.
No.
Anna and Joseph even tried tracking her down to ask, like, did you curse our daughter?
Can you uncurse her, please?
Yeah, but she's dead.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Well, then the curse should die too.
Yeah.
I don't know if it works like that. My ex's mom had to clear all my soul of curses that had been placed on me by various jealous actors. So I know how it is.
All right.
Well, the other possibility, as far as who cursed Anneliese, was the wife of her dead older half-sister's father.
The wife.
Wait, what?
The wife of her dead older half-sister's father.
Okay.
Okay.
Why would he
Why?
curse her?
Why
Okay,
that?
yeah.
Why
Let's say-
this woman?
In 1947, Anna had a relationship with a man at her father's sawmill and had a child with him named Martha. This was before she was with Joseph.
Oh, wow. That must have been a big deal.
Had to have been a big deal.
Must have been a pretty, I don't know, sawmill. Kind of a dangerous place to have sex.
You just wipe the dust off and then you stick it in.
Yeah, I guess so.
Anna and Joseph married in 1950, but Martha died at the age of 8. But that's inconsequential.
Oh,
Okay.
that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope.
The
Bye, Martha. You're dead.
Bye. Wait. The consequential part is that Martha's biological father married another woman who was jealous of Anna's good fortune.
They're jealous of our family. They're jealous of our lifestyle. They don't like the fact that we got new plants. You see this dog statue? One is Annabelle, one's Wendy.
No one is jealous of any of these people.
I got a pink mailbox.
Oh, that's nice.
I mean, that she really did think that this woman was so mad that she had to marry this sawmill worker while Anna got the prize that was Joseph Michel, that she placed a curse on her.
Okay.
This woman placed a curse on your firstborn, a curse upon your firstborn.
Oh.
Yeah, and that was, of course, Anneliese. Now, if God is all-powerful, then the only logical conclusion, and this is the conclusion that even most religious people come to, including the Catholic Church, is that demonic possession happens because God permits it to happen, which is usually filed under moves in mysterious ways.
Like 9/11.
Bullshit. Yeah, it's just like 9/11.
It is a lot like 9/11, isn't it?
What I think this means is that God searches for someone who is first cursed by a malevolent person before they're possessed. Because I think it's the curse that allows that person to be possessed.
So God
has
is
to-
just going along with anyone. You can just
Some
randomly
dude, some
curse, and then
random-ass
God is
guy.
like, well, you've been cursed by this random-ass crazy person.
Yeah.
So
And
So that person technically controls God, the most powerful thing, the thing that controls all reality.
it's more like he builds the highway for God. Like, kind of tells him, like, hey,
Why does God have rules?
well, it's nothing but
Why
rules.
does God have rules?
got to?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense.
It's almost like it doesn't make any sense.
Well, it has to make. You have to have
makes
rules.
sense.
I'm just saying, like, entirely.
Henry, this is why we have the Pope. You have the Pope.
Oh, that's
He's
right.
making the rules.
Oh, I got so confused, and then I forgot that we had the Pope with his big
clears-
hat
he
and his
clears it-
bulletproof. He's in a bulletproof case.
Not anymore.
He's supposed to go to heaven as soon as he gets shot in the fucking head.
He clears it up. That's what he's here for. He clears it up. He's the one that tells us all this stuff.
Pope John Paul, he's a saint.
Why?
Because he got shot and he lived.
Whatever.
You have to be, someone's got to come at you. And then you got to live, and
Get
then you
the
can be a
other.
saint.
Get the new one. Get all of them.
But the new one, he just drives around like a little Miata or something.
Yeah.
I don't think the bulletproof Pope thing still exists.
That's weird. That's
Isn't that weird?
Whatever.
Well, when it came to Anneliese, it just so happened that she became the vessel for God's anger because she was already weakened by the machinations of some backwoods Bavarian witch. Speaking to the point of God's will, though, demons are not allowed to kill a person they possess. It's said that they always want to kill their victims. They really want to. But God prevents them from doing so because that's going just a bit too far.
That doesn't make any sense.
Actually, this does make a lot of sense.
Okay.
I think this makes perfect sense.
Perfect sense.
Think about Old Testament God versus New Testament God. Old Testament God murders people by the hundreds, the tens of, the fucking
to do it.
tens
He
of
does,
thousands.
yeah, actively does it. Loves to
Hundreds
do
of-
it. He drowns them, burns them up, he drops rocks on them, fucking gives them plagues.
He once drowned the entire world except for a drunk and his sons.
He had sex with his daughters.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
He had to.
Yep, he had to. Had to.
He had
Hands are
to
tied.
because God drowned everyone else.
Yep.
But the New Testament God is more about finding God's grace through suffering and misery.
Oh,
a la
yay.
Mother Teresa.
Oh, so he's passive aggressive.
That's
And
great.
it's all like, yeah, I guess you could do that to yourself.
So we got a German god and a Canadian god.
Yep.
What are we going to choose? I guess the Canadian one.
Now, concerning why Anneliese was so open to suggestion, she had a nervous system that was much more sensitive than other people's. More importantly, though, Anneliese was extraordinarily talented in accessing what's known as a religiously altered state of consciousness, or a RASC.
Or Rusk. I feel like it's a trance state.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But she went into the trance state before her exorcism. She was already in it when they showed up. And exorcisms are known to induce an altered state of consciousness on a group level. That's why religious people see and experience so much off-the-wall shit during exorcism rites.
Because they're all joined in on it. They're all on the same wavelength. And there's a bit of hypnotism, too, because of the rhythmic speaking, what you're trying to get across. You're saying it over again and again. And you're supposed to listen intently, so you are listening intently in the priest no matter what. And that also kind of draws you even deeper into a trance.
And you're also fucking terrified because you believe that you are in the room with a demon.
Right.
What's fascinating, though, is that demon possession is the rarer consequence of a religiously altered state of consciousness. Most of these are closer to what the Pentecostals experience, taken by the Holy Ghost, instead of being taken by the devil.
Like the lead singer of Korn when he did that.
Lead singer of Korn, man, he would wear that skirt and he wouldn't wear any pants or panties, underwear, and you could see his balls jiggling and jangling. Oh, what a fun day.
What a fun day. That Summer Sanitarium tour. Oh, boy, Korn was great on that one.
Yes.
1999.
I
Had
saw
a
that.
wonderful time.
Well, speaking of Korn, Carolina Hidalgo is in a movie with a member of Korn.
Well, let's see. Well,
We're gonna pump this movie.
We'll see if it comes. We'll see if it happens. We'll see if it happens.
Okay.
We'll see if it comes out. Well, basically, how this applies to Anneliese is that her possession was a form of trance that was maintained and encouraged when a set of rituals were introduced. The Latin recited during these rituals then maintained the trance the same way a mantra is used during meditation.
Because they can keep coming back to it.
And if you want to get non-scientific with it, if you want to get a little bit woo-woo, some think that the reason why so-called possessed people display telepathic knowledge is because they tap into the shaman, healer, diviner section of the collective unconsciousness.
It has been a rough PR year for the shaman.
It has been. It's been a hard year for the shaman.
Well, just the name, but we're talking the old school.
Okay, old school shaman.
Say pre-2020.
Okay, great.
Pre-2021.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, for example, Anneliese seemed to know when someone was praying for her in another town and at what time. She also wrote in her diary of various dead souls visiting her, including the deceased nephew of Father Roth. And this was a person she had no prior knowledge of.
You know, I'm all about this. I do believe that something like
I'm about it too.
You can tap in. You can tap in a little bit, especially in extreme duress, this type of high stress, and also you are in a trance state. I do believe you do it. But also, you know, he could have said something at some point about his nephew.
I mean, it was like the 70s. And like odds are, he's a priest. He's got a dead nephew.
Yeah.
Yeah, it all could be lucky guesses. It really could be.
Not even lucky.
And you
I
also wonder if, like John Edwards crossing over, not John Edwards, disgusting politician, if they just throw the stuff out there and then obviously whatever is true sticks and they just kind of forget everything else that she says.
Yeah, really could be. Now, eventually, the demons and the divine both seem to be working against Anneliese's interest, almost as if she was subconsciously trying to commit suicide through possession. And considering how she was deep into clinical depression by this point, she very well may have been doing just that.
What's his name from Joy Division?
Ian Curtis.
I think about
He
him
died
all the
via
time.
possession?
Well, he had very bad
No, suicide.
He had very bad epilepsy.
Really bad
And there was
epilepsy.
they couldn't really control it. I think that
He could control it. It's just that if he were to control it, then he would
have
not,
to leave his
he
whole
would
life.
not be able to be the lead singer of Joy Division or any sort. He would not be able to live the life that he wanted to live.
And it put him in a great despair.
It's an insanely complicated, but a really it's a great story. We covered it in our Joy Division series.
That's too bad.
But yeah, it is. I think that epilepsy they seem to go hand in hand. A lot of times, depression and epilepsy, these types of things, they all roll together.
It's got to be
really
depressing to have epilepsy.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
You don't have control over your body, especially in these kind of like this is technically it's like medieval medicine is what they're using.
Well, they're at this point they're doing Tegretol, like they're giving medications because
but it's hard
I mean,
shit.
she's actually around the same time period as Ian Curtis.
Yeah.
These medications that they give are so insanely heavy, and they can really fuck with everything that you are. And epilepsy does cause extreme depression.
Yeah, I believe
in
it.
people just because it's that.
It's like,
it's
why
that
is this
idea
happening
that,
to
like,
me, man?
Yeah,
It sucks.
Yeah, why is this happening to me? In the idea that life is never going to be quote unquote normal for
Right,
you.
yeah.
It's a very difficult thing to accept.
Of course.
Now, while the Lucifer personality was telling Anneliese that he would be very happy if she were taken to the neurological clinic in Lore,
That's the problem, man. Is that they're listening to the fucking the demon.
But the Lucifer has the best idea yet. Go to the hospital.
it's the reverse psychology.
Yeah.
Like, I would be really happy if you went, but she doesn't want to make Lucifer happy, so she's not going to do what makes Lucifer happy.
Oh my God.
And at the same time, the Virgin Mary and Jesus were also telling her that she was going to be a saint for her sacrifice.
Oh, that's even the worst.
Yes.
That creates the shitty validation part of it where it's like, oh, so your whole life gets to be wasted for the fucking church who barely cares about you?
Essentially, both sides were trying to kill her for different reasons. At least in her brain. Both sides are fighting, but both sides are fighting for death.
Yeah, it's like the insurance companies.
Yeah, that's very true.
But both Mother Mary and Jesus would also sometimes give Anneliese hope. They appeared and told her that she would be released from all demonic possession at the end of October. So, Fathers Alt and Rins prepared for an extended Halloween exorcism.
Yes, it's Halloween,
But if the demon says we're out in October, it doesn't seem to matter if you're doing exorcisms or not. Just wait out the demon.
God.
God.
Maybe
All right.
you're incorrect.
Maybe I am.
You don't know, man.
Maybe
you
I
don't
am.
know.
But that's the thing, is that's Jesus and Mother Mary saying you're going to be released in October. But
Aren't they the most powerful ones?
still got to do it yourself.
You got to do it.
You got to do it. Because if they were to do everything for you, wouldn't that take the flavor out of life?
Yeah, man, because then you didn't choose it, Kissel. You know what I mean? It's like, that's why it's the same mentality that's been going on ever since. It's this whole thing of like, oh, so God couldn't just save me? Like, sure he can. He can do a lot of things. Oh, absolutely. He can give you a fucking huge dick if he wanted to.
Oh,
he won't.
Nice.
You got to tug on it
God
until
damn
it's
it.
longer.
Well, as that ritual on All Hallows Eve went on and on and on, it appeared as if the exorcism rite was finally working. Father Fleischmann, the least notorious of the demons, was driven out first, followed by Hitler, Cain, Nero, and Judas, in that order.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
that's a-
Lucifer's the closer.
Yeah.
So that's a big purge. And I.
Yeah.
then
Yes,
named
and
after-
I.
That's the
Whoever
thing.
I
That's the thing. The last was Lucifer. But as each demon left, Anneliese retched and screamed indescribable sounds. Then once Lucifer was driven out, Anneliese declared that she was free, completely free.
This
and
is
everyone
like that
in the
movie.
room.
This is like The Last Exorcist. It's
Yeah.
the same thing where it's like The Last Exorcism, where it's just like everything's chill and it seems like, oh, we're all cool. But again, the one thing that you learn from the Roman Catholic exorcism manual, and that's where they get you.
There's always a twist.
The congregation, as they sang the closing hymn, not 15 minutes later, they were interrupted by a familiar guttural growl and scream.
Oh, it's Cain. No, it's gotta be Cain.
Hellfire and brimstone. The mysterious unnamed demon declared that he had not left.
Oh.
All the rest of them have, but I ain't gone.
Wow.
And at 1:30 a.m., the priests again gave up. Now, for the rest of the year, the exorcisms continued on at least a weekly basis.
But just to get this one out?
Yeah.
Yep.
And sometimes even more frequently than that. By the beginning of 1976, the exorcisms became shorter, and it became more difficult to access any demonic personality because Anneliese's strength was beginning to falter.
Because she's not eating.
By February, she had almost completely stopped eating.
Oh, man.
She told Father Renz that she was not allowed to eat, that although she might be tremendously hungry, there was a barrier which did not allow her to eat.
I feel like this is where they should have put a food line in her.
And this is in the trial, they said the same thing.
Yeah.
It's right around like February that it's like, you should have.
Something should have done here. She needs food. You guys are technically, it's been like, okay, guys, cool. 90% done.
Mm-hmm.
Now give her some food. Then we can wrap all this shit back up.
God.
Like, even if we make a milkshake and you fucking hold her nose and you pour it down her throat like the old school ways of doing it.
Yeah.
Ooh, waterboard via milkshake. Interesting.
Sign me up.
Sign me up indeed.
Well, from February 29th on, Leap Day, the demons no longer spoke.
Oh, God.
They only raved and roared, making mindless, inhuman sounds as Annaliese's body jerked itself around in uncontrollable epileptic fits.
Wait till year 20 of our show. This is where my characters are all going to sound like, I'm a bat. Oh, God, release me. Release me.
I love the I'm a bat character. So
I'm a bat.
I'm a bat.
Wing. I'm hello.
Bat phone.
But despite this obvious downhill slide, Anneliese still made her friends promise that they would never allow anyone to call a doctor for her condition because medicine didn't help, at least according to her kind of perspective, and prayer provided at least some relief.
Why are we listening to the sick child for the advice? That's not the person you go to see, like, what should we do here? Being like, I think I can fight it out. I mean, like, I don't think so.
No.
Damn.
She also begged to not be sent to a mental institution, but not for any divine or demonic reason.
Oh, yeah.
Rather, Anneliese was simply afraid that a stay in a mental hospital would prevent her from getting a teaching job if this whole thing ever ended.
I mean,
it was all
also,
about stigma.
The idea of being in a German mental institution in the 60s doesn't sound fucking great either.
It's mid-1970s. I would probably rather be in a German one than
dead.
Dead, or even an American one, because I think in the mid-70s, imagine the Germans are probably on their best behavior.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Things are on the up and up.
Yeah, the no standing military and all that stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But by May of 1976, Anneliese had given up all hope.
Oh.
She began telling Father Alt that she knew that she wouldn't survive the summer. And soon after, she began biting herself, hitting her head against the wall over and over again, and punching herself, giving her those horrifying black eyes that we've all seen in the pictures from her many exorcisms.
You have to look at the pictures, and I will tell you, those were from her. The black eyes. She punched herself in the face that hard.
Mm-hmm. Exorcisms were attempted on May 10th, 12th, 14th, and 17th. But all that resulted from those was a chipped tooth from her thrashing and a face that was bruised and swollen from what was obviously a full mental break.
Yeah, to this point, it's just like, even I was a priest. You just being like, she needs to just go to a fucking hospital.
Of course.
I mean, by June, it was obvious even to Father Alt that Anneliese was extremely ill because she hadn't eaten with any regularity for months on end. Anneliese weighed a hair under 70 pounds.
Oh, my
man,
God.
Ally McBeal.
I mean, honestly, Ally McBeal, I think, was 90 pounds.
Yeah.
And she became so emaciated that her face changed shape completely from that of a beautiful young woman to she looked wraith-like at the end.
Right.
That's why the image. That's why people say, like, the only real exorcism. When you see her face, you can be like, yeah, that's got to be possession. Like, you see it and you're like, no, it's months of starvation and beating your own face against a wall.
Yeah, 9 months of starvation and, yes, beating yourself.
Horrible.
By the end of June, she was showing a fever of 103. And despite the obvious signs that she was dying, the priests and the family continued the exorcisms.
I got a fever of 103.
Yeah, it's different, though.
It's really different.
Yeah. Very different.
It's very, very different.
Remember that song?
Really trying to build to a point here. Building
I see.
Building like
I'm sorry.
building a whole thing like 103. Family continued. Obvious sign she was dying.
Right. Oh, you want to do something dramatic?
Dramatic, something dramatic.
I ruined. I just kind of ruined that. Yeah. Let's go. We can go on.
The last exorcism was on June 30th. And 2 days later, on July 1st, 1976, Anneliese died of starvation, barely able to utter her last words. I'm afraid.
That's so sad.
Oh, my God. No, that's
so
her
sad.
last words?
I'm afraid. Mama, come here. I'm afraid.
That's so sad.
God, that sucks.
Now, by the end of this long debacle, both the priests involved and Annaliese's parents were stubbornly convinced that demons had killed Anneliese.
Gosh.
I mean, it's pretty much because this is what they had to believe in order to live with themselves.
Because they've been listening to this girl and actually doing whatever it is that she wanted them to do. I'm not saying that, obviously, she is not at fault in any way, shape, or form. Like, this is where adults and the people that are of sound mind.
She
are
is an
supposed to
adult. She's
step
20.
in.
She's 24 years old.
I know.
Like,
We're in a
she
fucking gray area.
Yeah.
We're in a gray area. It's like this thing when you
Yeah.
look at, be like, what do you do with somebody who's obviously out of their fucking mind? Someone needs to come and scoop you.
Yeah.
And if they're not there to scoop you up,
Right.
but then also this is why it went to the courts.
Yes, indeed.
Well, in the evangelist spirit, her parents and the priest told the public what they believed happened.
Okay.
They expected fear from people. They expected guilt.
Or be like, oh, the devil is real. Like everybody will blow up.
Yeah.
Right.
Like when they announced that Facebook was going to be Meta or Meta or whatever.
Whatever
It was
the
gonna
hell
be
that
like,
stupid
everyone's
ass
going to be
thing
like,
is.
wow, whoa.
Whoa, it's so cool.
Instead, the press and most Germans reacted with outrage that such medieval practices were still being done in the latter half of the 20th century.
I believe it.
And that these practices had resulted in a torturous death.
Think about when we did our Nazis in the Occult series those years ago. Think about the devastation that happened in Germany during this time period because of occult practices. So it's kind of like this is a lesson that they're like, I thought we all just learned this. I thought that we all
we were
decided
moving on here.
that this superstition was killing millions of people.
Right.
Within a year of Anneliese's starvation, Father Renz, Father Alt, and Anneliese's parents were all charged with negligent homicide.
Wow.
Now, as we mentioned last episode, Joseph and Anna were represented by one of the lawyers who defended Nazis during the Nuremberg war crime trials.
You know, I saw some of that footage. He didn't do a good job. All of them were convicted. So as a defense attorney, I would say, I don't know.
We
Maybe
had to
I'll
be
get
there.
somebody else.
He's just willing to take these cases.
Yeah.
He's like the
guess.
Johnny Cochran
Yeah.
of Nazi Germany.
The priest, though, they got a guy named Frithjob Lebinski.
Oh, I don't
Lebinski.
want old Fritz job.
Frith job?
Frithjob.
Fritz job is when you
Frithjob.
jerk somebody off normally with your ankles.
Now, despite the many testimonies of the priests who believed that demonic possession was the cause of Anneliese Michel's death, that was not the legal case that the defense put forth. That's kind of a misnomer where people think that they actually tried to
Say demons are real.
demons are real in court. That wasn't it at all. Instead, the defense went with the libertarian argument. It was Anneliese Michel's constitutional right to refuse medical attention.
Hey, man.
Therefore, it was nobody's fault but her own that she died of starvation. That was the whole. That was the whole
You have
argument.
the right to die.
You do.
Yeah, but then they also could have helped her.
Her parents, I mean, it's just, this is, we'll
But yes,
get
she's
to it.
24. That's a good point.
I mean, in turn, the prosecution argued that both the priests and her parents had a responsibility to step in and take charge because Anneliese was obviously not in her right mind.
Right.
And their actions caused her death because they fed into her delusion.
They were validating it, and they were a part of the entire scenario. They were a part of the exorcisms. They were there, they were doing it to her.
Right.
They were making it worse. And to bolster the case, the prosecution brought in a psychiatrist who came to the conclusion that Anneliese Michel would still be alive had the exorcisms not been performed.
Technically, she probably would have been an incredible dancer if she could do the thing and bend all the way back and do crazy moonwalks and
yes,
shit.
absolutely.
Instead, he said that Anneliese should have been tranquilized and force-fed, while medical professionals figured out what was actually wrong with her. Basically, this psychiatrist argued that Anneliese developed the delusion of possession in 1975. A psychogenic psychosis is what he called it. The priest then provided form and content for Anneliese's psychotic behavior, and the more exorcisms they performed, the more they damaged her mental state, which made it harder for her to make the right decisions on her own.
Is it like diabetes in that when you have a diabetic fit and you don't have your insulin and stuff, that your brain does start to deteriorate? Is it like that with epilepsy?
Well,
So
I mean, it's not just epilepsy, it's also not eating.
Yes,
at
so
all.
each like fit that damages the brain.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't know.
If you're a doctor, let us know.
I don't think so, but I do know that she wasn't eating at all, and that definitely damages the brain. That
It
definitely
doesn't-
damages the way you think about things.
None of it helps.
No.
I believe that.
Well, as a result of this testimony, all 4 defendants were found guilty and sentenced to 6 months in prison. But the judge suspended the sentence and instead gave them all 3 years probation.
Okay.
Father Alt and Father Renz were both fined the equivalent of $10,000 in today's money, while Anna and Joseph were judged to have suffered enough and were given no real punishment.
Okay, so it was kind of a slap on the wrist.
I mean,
there.
everybody got it just destroyed everybody's life.
Yeah, it's just a horrible situation.
Yeah. But in the end, the trial did nothing to change anyone's mind. The priests and the Michel family both held on to their belief that medical and psychological remedies would have been useless for Anneliese's condition because neither of those things address the existence of demons.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, especially not in a court. It's difficult unless you get him in there. Because honestly, Lucifer's hard to book.
Yeah.
He is hard to book. and
He's the
not
main
gonna-
guy.
Does he
You got
lie?
to go to him.
He might tell the truth under oath. That's who knows.
I mean, that
I
would be
don't
the
think so,
funnest thing to do, but you wouldn't believe him because he's the fucking devil. So every single time he said something that was true, he'd be like, oh, the devil only lies. And he's like, But we know that Lucifer is all about actually destroying shadows, destroying secrets.
The light bringer,
and
yes.
training the ideas, giving information to the blind.
Big if true.
Well, Anna Michel stated that the worst of the matter was that in spite of it all, no one believed in the devil because of her daughter's death.
It didn't
that's
even
like
do
what
the
they
thing.
wanted.
Yeah, it literally didn't do the thing they thought it would do.
Yeah. And even after the trial, the family still could not let their daughter's corpse rest. A year after the verdict, a German nun had a vision that Anneliese's corpse was lying in perfect condition in her coffin 6 feet under the ground.
I mean, that would be fucking dope.
I don't think so.
If true, it would be proof that Anneliese had died for the sins of the world.
Oh, yeah, and then they were just like, yeah, let's get her, boys. And they just gotta be like, okay, get the shovel, you get the pick, someone get a camera.
But desperate for some sign that they hadn't given their daughter a painful and unnecessary death, Joseph and Anna actually had the cops dig up Anneliese's corpse.
Dig up the corpse. When I say dig up, you say the corpse.
Move
dig up
that
the
bus.
corpse. The corpse.
The corpse.
It's fucking all tailgating and shit, eating bratwurst, drinking big fucking
Yeah.
steins.
I love
A huge crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Extreme Makeover Corpse Edition. This is great.
No, it drew a gigantic crowd. Did you see the footage of
yes.
the disinterment? It's insane. Like the
Yes,
entire,
it's wild.
The churchyard was just covered in people. The whole, every German fucking press that you could imagine was there.
This is gonna be fucking it.
Wow.
Now, once disinterred, the coffin with the body inside was taken into the church while the crowd waited outside for a miracle.
Okay.
Nobody from the press was allowed inside, nor were the parents actually allowed to see the body out of concern that they would be traumatized further.
Yeah.
that
Oh,
makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah. Because when it comes out in her, like, she's perfect. That would be kind of scary, too, right?
Yeah.
If she came out
The
and
whole
she wasn't.
thing is horrifying.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
No.
Yes.
No, it was just a corpse.
Yeah.
Yeah, they opened it up. It was just as decomposed as any other corpse in the graveyard. In fact, it was pretty much just a skeleton by this point.
I think, do you think you just open it up and you just go, fuck?
All right.
Like, I think they pretty much just like did the thing where you open it up for a second and then immediately close it. Like, well, like,
Get the back hose.
Yep. We gotta put her back down.
I mean, they even interviewed the grave diggers, like who dug her up and put her back under. Like they kind of like they were being interviewed by the news, and they like kind of had this like they were kind of amused of like this idea of like what the fuck did you expect?
Of course, it was nothing but a corpse. That's what we entail here. There's no ghosts here, only bones.
I mean, I'm happy it was just a corpse because otherwise she would still
the
be kind of
devil's
like
real.
alive in there, and that would be horrible.
And yet, the family still believed because in a picture someone took of the disinterred coffin, one might see, if you're looking hard enough, a faint shadow that could be interpreted as the hand of the devil.
Oh, okay.
As far as Father Alt went, he wrote in 1988 that Anneliese was not mentally ill at all, but was instead, quote, wide awake in her faith.
Interesting.
I mean, that's true.
That's how they put it, because she was so, to them, they were probably, to them, she probably was the closest person to God they've ever met. To them, they were saintly. They viewed her as somebody, she suffered for the sins of everyone.
So they just gave her the religious, basically
They gave
the
it to her
religious,
anyway.
It was like the religious version of she flew too close to the sun.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Wow.
Father Alt implied that her horrific, drawn-out death was a small price to pay.
Small, huh?
With when you're dealing with the advancement of God's kingdom at the expense of the kingdom of darkness?
Yeah, man. We used to send armies of thousands of knights into the Middle East just to kill and to kill and to kill back in the
Used
day.
to.
Hey.
Yeah. Startlingly, though, while membership in the Catholic Church has been on a steady decline for decades, there are now more exorcisms performed than ever, especially right here in America.
Yeah, man. No, the exorcism hit its peak in 2020.
Yeah. Now, we all know that the
But yeah,
exorcism...
it's different now, though, because they can have like Carl's Jr., Uber
You can do it over
Eats,
Zoom.
like you can do it over Zoom. Like it is different, I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that the exorcist is responsible for this. That's the one thing everyone knows about exorcism is that after The Exorcist came out, exorcism spiked. And it has never come back down. But I think it's also another example of the devil being the best friend the church ever had.
Yeah.
Yes.
With
indeed.
membership slipping and times changing in the 60s and 70s, it was fortuitous to these old hardliners that something as scary as demonic possession reappeared during that time.
It made priests superheroes again.
Yeah.
And you need a heel. You need an enemy.
And this scary tool is still in use today. Reportedly, over 1,000 exorcisms are done within the borders of our country alone every single year.
Wow. All right.
You got YouTube exorcists. You know, the guy's like, demon, the pornography demons come out.
Come out, the pornography demons come out.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Zoom exorcists.
Yep.
You've got those.
That's real now.
Fucking
How about that? Remote working exorcism.
remote? Yeah, okay.
Bob Larson's been doing exorcisms over Skype for about 10 years now.
And he can do fucking 10 a day that way.
Wow. And I'm sure they charge for those exorcisms.
Oh, I mean, that's a donation to keep
It's a donation.
his ministry open.
yes.
people.
And exorcisms are now happening live in megachurches worldwide. How many of those African exorcism videos have you watched?
Absolutely. He
So many.
eats the poo-poo like the chocolate. He eats the
Yeah.
poo-poo.
Yeah.
You come as the cream of the blood.
Yeah. But in the end, it's really all magic. The problem is that magic should never be used to replace actual medical attention.
What?
Right.
Physical or mental.
Whatever you stodgy old man.
It's like how Steve Jobs would still be alive if he would have just gotten cancer treatment.
It is
or like
unbelievable.
how my mental health would have been advanced by years had I not tried to use chaos magic to fix it.
It's hard to use semen just to fix bipolar disorder.
It really is. Yeah, that's the craziest thing, the blind spot of Steve Jobs' intelligence.
Yeah.
He was
Was a
too,
pretty
he
big
thought
one.
he was too smart.
Yeah.
He really did.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ego took him down, that's for sure.
And had Anneliese Michel's parents and Anneliese herself not been tainted by superstitious belief in the supernatural, and had they accepted that sometimes unfair shit happens for no reason,
Yeah.
and Anneliese Michel might very well be alive today too.
She really
Interesting.
still could be, because she's 24 in the 70s?
Yeah,
She
definitely.
could still be around.
Absolutely.
Well, I think the one thing that we have to do now is go dig her up. Dig her up. And let's see if she's come back.
dig up the corpse. Dig up the corpse.
Oh, man. All right, everyone.
Yeah, man. It's never been harder to be skinny.
Anneliese Michel. What a story.
It is fucked up,
And,
man.
Yeah, it is.
I love this story though. At the same time,
Well,
I
it's
just
very
like all of these
interesting.
possession stories, and we're going to cover a lot of them. Our goal is to go through we're going to do a couple of relaxed fits and kind of cover more of these stories. It's good, ooky, spooky, and it's a lot about human psychology as well.
Absolutely.
And if you really want to get into some exorcism shit from the perspective of the Catholics and from the perspective of an exorcist,
They're the goats.
We did an episode on it many years back, but Hostage to the Devil.
It's sweet.
Such a great book. It's like
good.
one of my favorite paranormal books ever written. It's fucking horse shit, but it's really fun.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
Couple announcements. Number one, first of all, we are working on a new comic book with our friends over at Z2. It's called The Last Comic Book on the Left. It's coming out in spring. We're really excited for you to see it. It's a Mad Magazine style comic book with a bunch of different characters and stuff from last podcast throughout the years and blown out into comic book form. We're really, really excited.
Well, I'm sure those characters will be just as interesting as the characters from Soul Plumber.
Yeah, they better be. They fucking better
There's
be.
some new characters coming to the Soul Plumber universe that I think y'all are going to be quite satisfied with.
Quite proud of this.
Very excited.
Quite proud of this.
And announcement number two, next week is Thanksgiving, and we are going to be taking the week off. We're going to be putting some replacement episodes up there. You guys are going to, we're doing it for, again,
Some
we said
interviews
Outside
that
Stories.
we've done.
Yeah, but we're going to say again, we take 4 weeks off a year. We got 2 in the summer. We got Thanksgiving. We got Christmas. It gives us at least a day off, and then it gives our employees
It's all
time
about,
off.
yes, it's about the employees. They work so hard for us.
And
so.
thank you so much for being here on this beautiful, beautiful, horrible day
Yes,
of
indeed.
Annaliese's death.
Oh, my goodness. And thanks to everyone who came out to the shows in North and
Yeah,
South
fucker.
Carolina. You all are just so sweet.
We're seeing Charlottesville.
Yeah, we'll see you in Virginia. We'll see you in Baltimore.
Oh, can't wait to go back to Balmer.
Yeah,
It'll
Bomber.
It'll be super fun, and the shows have just been so fun. It's been great to see y'all, and yeah, we appreciate everyone being so cool with all of the bullshit.
Yep.
Y'all are just wonderful.
Y'all are great.
Okay, everyone, thank you so much for listening. Keep on supporting all the shows here on the Last Podcast Network. Hail yourselves.
Hail Satan.
Hogeen.
My congratulations.
Hail Lucifer! And to me, Lucifer, I'll feed you good.
If you're possessed, you can't eat, right?
Oh, man.
Yeah, sorry, bro.
Come on, I'll make him eat. I want a fat devil.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.